Oh my god, how does verse 2 start?
Fake news, cheap brews, the world is bruised and we are accustomed to propaganda imeganda kili proper. No wonder wanaongoza kwa chopa. I really love the wordplay here on the word bruise, which is liquor, B-R-E-W-S, and bruised when you're hurt, when you get injured. And man, there's so much information we are bombarded with in a day. From your phone, you put your phone aside, there's the billboard. From the billboard, there's the TV, there's the radio. There's so much that is bombarding our senses. And this just made me question, like, the fake news all over the world and where you are. And we turn to cheap brews, whatever fix we can find just to help us have or feel a better reality outside of what we are all going through. And the world is bruised. Honestly, I think the world is bleeding. It's damaged and injured. But of course, bruised here was a better fit lyrically and with the wordplay. So fake news, cheap brews, the world is bruised and we are accustomed to. Yani, we have tumezoea. This is what is now presented to us. Propaganda imeganda akili proper. Another wordplay. And some Swahili here. Propaganda imeganda akili proper. No wonder wanaongoza kwa chopa. And this is back to all the information that's bombarding our senses. You know, stories that are misleading about a person, a certain group of people. And for me, in my immediate experience, like in my country, Kenya, some leaders tend to play the tribal card, where it's like, you know, us people against that. We don't feel always attaching themselves to a certain group of people. And it has to work for everybody. It's not just a certain tribe that makes up a nation. We are so many tribes. I think we're about like 44 right now. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if I'm correct. So these are 44 different ideologies, beliefs, attitudes towards the economy, money, relationships, gender. So it has to make sense at some point. And they come in with propaganda. Who are they? You know them. Do I need to say it? But I'll just say it. Okay, our leaders and anyone who's trying to control a narrative will always come in with the propaganda to remove you from the issue that you are supposed to be talking about. So utajipata, like, you'll find yourself talking about everything except what you need to be addressing, which is what the powers that be, they want it that way. So you're constantly fighting on the ground as they go with the money. So propaganda imeganda akili proper. This song is to help you just liberate your mind, to just take off the layers that culture has like put on you and blinded you with. And then the next line, no wonder wanaongoza kwa chopa. So because we are here with maybe pointless fights and debates, they are in the choppers, the helicopters, you know, looking down and leading from the sky, which doesn't make any sense since we are the heartbeat of the nation. Right? Exactly. And it's public service. You are serving the public, not personal interests. Tunachochwa hatuna mahitaji, tukipora tu chini ya maji. Sina makosa kuwa na ndoto ya maisha bora liwe liwalo.
Let me bring it back home to something personal, and the finance bill that is grossly going to defund education and healthcare. And these are the mahitaji. These are our needs, okay? For a person to live holistically, they need to be healthy. They need to be educated, or just something that helps you grow mentally to be able to apply yourself even better. And when you take away these important things from a people, when you take away or defund education, when you defund healthcare, you leave a people
open to exploitation. And anyone can come and offer you 2 peanuts and you grab those 2 peanuts because you don't even have any peanuts. So it leaves you vulnerable to exploitation and to saying just yes to anything, which shouldn't be the case. The people should always be prioritized, protected, and valued. Yeah. Sina makosa kuwa na ndoto ya maisha bora liwe liwalo. This line once again, giving myself hope and reminding myself to stay hopeful, reminding you to cling to hope, to cling to a brighter day, to the silver lining. And it is not easy. It is not easy, and that's why it brings me back to, that's why we are created for each other. That's why we are our brother's keeper. That is the reason why no man is an island. So that when one person is feeling hopeless and discouraged, the other gives their hand out and lifts them up. Yeah. Bringing it back to, I'm now repeating, I was emphasizing this hope that we have, that we cling to. And I just thought, you know what? I know a change is gonna come. I know a brighter day is around the corner. After all, the darkest hour is usually closer to dawn. And have you ever noticed right before your breakthrough in anything, it gets really dark? And then just when you feel like you're going to give up, but you push yourself some more, you have a breakthrough. And it's like, thank God I held on just a little longer. And I'll bring in the analogy of a seed. When you plant a seed, it starts by growing down into the earth. And down into the earth, it's really dark. There's no air. It's stuffy. It feels like things are closing in, and that's you right at that moment of, I can't do it. But then it stops. Now, at some point, the seed starts to go up, to grow above the soil, into the light. But the only way it can stand the adversities of the weather, of the wind, of the changes, is because it grew down first. It is rooted. So these experiences that are negative, that feel like they're taking the life force away from you, are actually shaping you and building you. They are rooting you so that when you grow like the wonderful person you are and you're now out there and thriving, no matter what direction someone tries to push you to sway this way, go that way, offer you funny deals, make you want to compromise on your values, you are rooted like the seed. He am So in the instrumental, when it was made, there was a sound. He am if you hear it. And of course I was wondering, like, what's gonna go here now? But I was inspired to have this space for breathing, because from when we started, Fela Kuti with the saxophone up to the darkest hour being closer to dawn, I have said so much. I've brought the cosmic scripture to you. So Here Mae is a chance to chant, to, revive yourself and feel that life force and just remind yourself of the courage and strength you have. And it was also a chance for us to reflect, for me also to reflect on the message I've just brought to you. When in doubt, seek miracle advice. When in doubt, seek spiritual enlightenment. Refined with discernment.
sometimes when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling angry, when I'm feeling pumped up, I seek lyrical advice. So I put on my favorite music, what will help me, what I feel like. The music, I feel like, empathizes with me. And music expresses those things that we just can't put into words, or we feel such a difficult time explaining. But when you send somebody a song and it's like, this is what I'm feeling, or when you want to get to your workout and you put some nasty hip hop to get you. So when in doubt, seek lyrical advice. Not just any lyrical advice, of course, but you'll know where to go. Yeah, follow your intuition. Be guided from within. When in drought, seek spiritual enlightenment. This is quite deep, because being spiritual is to be anchored. Yeah? Being rooted. Back to the seed. When you're rooted, that nothing can sway you or distract you or remove you from your highest expression, which is the best version of yourself in any given moment. When you feel like you're in drought, when it feels dark, when there's no answer, when sometimes if you're following your intuition and there seems to be no voice, then what do? You go to a quiet place. Find the quiet, which is above the noise, and seek the life force that is in you. If you call it spirit, that is okay. If you call it source, whatever it is you call it, but we all have this power that is beyond us. We all acknowledge that. So that power beyond you, when you're in drought, that is the discernment you seek. And when you seek that discernment, then you'll have refinement and enlightenment. You're born of a king, hailing from a queen. Unknown energy has no room. Purely melanin therapy. Hashtag purely melanin therapy. Come on. So this part of the song in my writing, I was also strengthening myself, because we can feel like we need to be attached to wealth, to royalty, to certain people to feel like we are important, which is not the case. Again, I bring you to, you are the source, you are the wealth, you are the treasure. All these things outside of you exist because you have sent yourself. Yani, umejituma. So, you are born of a king. From where you are, the community you're from, your family, you are born of a king. You are hailing from a queen. And unknown energy is just this energy that tries to distract us from who we are, our real goals, our intentions, our highest expression, our black identity. And we not entertain unknown energy, because it's what? Hashtag purely melanin therapy. Hashtag that. Tag me. I would love to hear your purely melanin therapy stories and posts, and to see you guys shining wherever you are. Back to our chorus to emphasize that we are now moving smarter. Yeah, we are going to think. This song allowed me to create a safe space where I could question my system, like the systems where I'm from, to question global systems, to actually try and understand, are they working for everybody or just for a select few, and leaving the majority, struggling and fighting for some very little resources, But yet still this earth is very abundant. And so this right here, this cosmic revolution is a revolution from the culture of greed. It's a revolution from the culture of inhumanity. It's a revolution from the culture of violence. It's a revolution into the culture of empathy, understanding, of loving each other. Because at the end of the day, we have love. Love is what compels you to help a person. Love compels you to call them up. Love compels you to stop when you see someone by the road, who's lying down. Love compels you to just stop and be like, what is going on? So, Cosmic Revolution is here to stay. Hashtag what? Purely melanin therapy. When I first had this instrumental, it was called Cosmic Revolution. And I was a little skeptical at the time. I wasn't so sure I could be as adventurous with my sound. And I was at a point where I was still figuring out, what is my sound, And funny story, this song is about what? This is 5 years old? Yeah, it existed like before the pandemic, about a year before, then pandemic happened. And in that time, at some point, I was able to now finally record what I had been writing, what was on my mind. So I didn't change the title. I took the title from the instrumental and I was like, yes, this is going to be a cosmic revolution. And cosmic is that which is ethereal, that which is beyond us, a higher sense, our higher expression. So yeah, when I first heard it, I was a little skeptical, but the producer, shout out to Karim, also known as Heka Music, he was very encouraging and he's like, you know what, this is it, this is the future. Hold on to it, you never know, which is what I did. Of course, from the time the instrumental was birthed to what you hear now, there's been a lot of sonic changes, improvements, enhancements, and finally, now when I had like the new improved version, which is now the instrumental, I was blown away. And it's so beautiful that the new instrumental met me at the point where I was, because I was ready. And so I took my pen and I set that paper on fire. Just writing and at this point also, all these things still go through my mind, like what is the space for me in this life as a Black woman, as an African, as a person, and so this song created the safe space for me to pour out all this emotion and questions and to think critically. I bring it back to the 254. I feel, or how I understand it, is our systems and education system gives you just enough knowledge that you can keep repeating this knowledge because mimi najua, but not enough to compel you to take action. You get, we are kept in a passive state. Yeah, so you're just happy to be, I'll just put my head down and keep working and get this money. And, well, we'll do that. But at some point, it's like we've got to put our tools down and ask, is this working? Tafakari hayo. Shout out to Trouble Lee. I sampled his lyric, which is the first one, the intro lyric, Fela Kuti with the saxophone. And a very big shout out to Trouble Lee. He's a phenomenal hip-hop artist. You guys should check him out. Yeah, follow him too. Shout out to Karim for this phenomenal production. Honestly, this was the time. If I maybe released it or wanted to do it at that, honestly, everything is made beautiful in its time. That's the word. Everything is honestly made beautiful in its time, and it reveals itself when it's supposed to, and this was that time. Hashtag what? purely melanin therapy. Is it a wrap? Ayo, Dio, mamo. Keep watching Streaming Cosmic Revolution. And yeah, I want to hear what you guys think about the song. Let's keep engaging. Let's keep talking to each other online. And I want to hear about, your stories. What radicalized you? What made you get to the point like, no, is this working? What is the space for me? What am I supposed to do? What is my capacity? What is the space for me? What am I supposed to do? What is my capacity? Hiyo ndio ni mambo ya Cosmic Revolution.